friends, families, neighbors, anybody who just stumbled across this, welcome back. So here is our update. What's the date?
Today is the 5th of September.
5th of September, Thursday. So the last time we talked to you was Monday, August 26th, and a lot has happened since then. So we're going to kind of update you on that and tell you what's going on, what we plan to do. So it is go time. So the go. So the main theme for last week was get out of the house. Get out of the house and into the RV. So Tuesday, we found out that we were signing the paperwork on Wednesday. We thought on Monday that it would be Thursday. But Tuesday we found out that it was actually Wednesday because the buyers wanted to be in the house on Thursday. So on Thursday we had to be completely out of the house. Monday, after we completed that vlog, we started taking the remaining of our items and placing them in the RV or into storage for items that we weren't going to be taking on a trip. But the majority, probably 75% of the items that came out of our house, because we had kind of dwindled that stuff down to only stuff that we needed to live off of, the majority of that stuff was coming into the RV, so that all had to come over. We had to bring beds and food, all of our food, kitchen type stuff, clothing. So it became a mad rush on Tuesday and Wednesday to get out of the house. Not only did we have to get out of the house, we had to find a place in an RV that was, let's see, the RV is about 300 square feet and the house is about 1,400 square feet. So it's a little more than a quarter of the size, and we had to take all those items and bring them in here somewhere.
It was crazy. There was like crazy. No place to walk, no counter space. It was insane.
It was a mess. And then one of those days, I believe it was Wednesday, it started raining and we couldn't organize anything. It was Wednesday because it was the last day that we could be in the house. So at that point, it didn't matter. We just had to take truckloads of things from the house to the RV. It didn't matter where they went, they just had to be out of the house. That's all it came down to, was take everything out of the house and put it somewhere. It didn't matter where it went, as long as it wasn't at the house anymore. So Wednesday was a big day. So Wednesday morning, we signed the paperwork. Here's a photo right here of us with our real estate agent. Big shout out to Liz from Liz Biz Realty. Actually, I think she works for a realty agent, like realty executive or something. But she goes by Liz Biz. Proper name is Liz Mugen. But she did an awesome job for us. We had a couple of hurdles and stuff along the way, like any complicated house transaction goes. And our house is a manufactured home, so that kind of complicated things, you know, you have under the house. It's just not quite the same as a standard stick-built house. So she did a great job getting our house sold. She came through and she did exactly what we needed her to do.
She staged it, she took pictures.
Yeah.
Well, she did an amazing job, she really did.
So yeah, the staging, I am sure, tremendously helped on our home's value. If you guys watch the video, this video right here, if you watch that video, you can see it looks like a, like a show house or a model home that you would see. So they came in and they staged all that, and that made the presentation of the house much easier. Okay, so Wednesday we signed the paperwork, and then later on in the afternoon, I went to the doctor. So last vlog that we did, I told you about the hernia that they told me that they thought that I had at the urgent care the week prior, which would have been like the 19th. So I had an appointment at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, so I go to the person that I am referred to from urgent care. So when I got sent home from urgent care, they gave me a paper saying that you have what's called an inguinal hernia on the right side. Now the person that I'm talking to Wednesday is actually a hernia specialist. He does surgeries on hernias. That's his main specialty. So I went in and, he checked me out. He did the different tests. He said, "You don't have a hernia." He said, "I'm not sure why they told you had a hernia. You don't have a hernia." So I don't have a hernia, which is good news. So that did not hinder us. That's not something that we're waiting on, like, oh, we gotta possibly have hernia surgery.
Yeah, and then we found out you just probably booked something with
Right.
all the possible routes. So that's what it was. It wasn't.
Yeah, that's exactly what he told me. He said, you probably strained a muscle, and the person that diagnosed it assumed that you had a hernia, whatever it may be. I mean, I was, when I went to urgent care, I was in a lot of pain. So the 2 days leading up to that, it was kind of like discomfort, and then on the day that I went, on the third day that I was feeling that pain, it was a sharp pain. And I thought it could have been a hernia. So when they told me at urgent care, it's probably a hernia, I thought it was a hernia. So good news is I don't have a hernia.
Yeah, thank you to anybody that asked us, because we got a couple people texting us, being like, how is he? What's going on? What's the update? So thank you everyone that asked for him. He's alive and well.
Yeah, thank you all for caring. Thank you all for supporting us and checking in on us, giving us tips. We've had people call and say, hey, if you're over here, stop in over here or do this, or just giving us tips for being on the road, and praying for us and caring for us, showing us some love. We thank you and we appreciate that. So let's keep moving. So just as a closure on the hernia thing, I didn't have a lot of pain that whole time. Actually this last Sunday, I was telling these guys about this last vlog update, and I'm assuming they watched that, and then I'm playing basketball with them like a couple days later, and they're probably like, that's weird. But yeah, so there wasn't a lot of pain. I was basically going off of what the urgent care had told me. So,
and to prevent things.
Yeah, and to be preventative and proactive there. So Wednesday, we got all our stuff out of the house. So then Thursday.
On Wednesday, it was actually ended up being a hard day for me emotionally. It was kind of weird. We were finishing up. I'm cleaning up the stove, and I don't know what it is about the stove. It was like, this is the last time I'm gonna clean this stove. And then it was like a flood of emotion. So for that night and then the following day, I battled just emotionally. And I had been prepared. Like Paul said, like it wasn't new to us. It wasn't unexpected. This is something we planned. I wasn't planning on it, my emotions. I really got homesick and just kind of reflecting all the things like, well, my babies were little here. I remember like the little pitter patters. I remember, so many different things. So I know that evening and the following day was really rough on me. And it was unexpected, but I had to okay, that's memories. I'm taking that with me. I haven't lost my children. This is part of the plan. So we're moving forward. So I know that I had to battle with fear too. Even as we're driving away, I'm like, did we make the right decision? Like, should we have stayed there? And so I battled that. And that's something real that I think a lot of people don't talk about. Like, not only was it fatiguing physically, but just emotionally, unexpected. But thankfully I prayed and I'm like, God, you need to help me with this. Give me peace and comfort. And now I'm fine. So that was rough. So continue. Thursday.
So Thursday we actually got a call that the buyer signed all their end of the paperwork and they had moved in, and that we would receive the funds on Friday. We would receive the money from selling the house. So that happened. And then just as kind of a tie-in to tie up the loose end of the solar equipment, we were waiting on word back from a company called Renogy, where we had bought our charger inverter. So we're waiting back on that piece of equipment because we were having issues with it. Now, when I told them the timeline, it wasn't going to work, and they wanted us to send the equipment back and have it repaired, and then they would send it back to us, which was going to take like 3 weeks. So I told them that wasn't going to work. So we purchased that item on Amazon, and because Amazon has so much pull, they basically, sent a message to the company and said, this customer wants to return this item. Tell them what they have to do. So then Renogy sent me an email and said, okay, this is what you need to do. And they sent me a return label for that. Luckily, I hadn't thrown away the boxes, and I sent everything back. So as soon as I found out that I was sending everything back and I was going to get credit for it, then we ordered the equipment from a different manufacturer. So on Thursday, we installed that. We got that in, and it's been working good. So I just want to kind of divert a little bit here. We're actually set up at my sister's house, my sister and my brother-in-law. So I want to just give a shout out to them, the Gomez family. They've been very welcoming to us. We kind of made mention probably about a year ago. Hey, we're thinking about doing this and this and this. Do you mind if we leave an enclosed trailer at your house, for storage, or a mini mobile unit, something kind of like a shipping container? They're like, yeah, and they made that available to us. And then we mentioned, we want to get an RV, and they've been in on the plans for a long time. So then we mentioned, we would like to get an RV. Do you mind if we leave that at your house? And I think they were thinking, maybe a month or 2 months, and they'll be gone. This was back in probably March or April, because I was actually just looking at the tags for the RV, and that was in April. So we asked them about that, and they were like, yeah, go ahead and do that. And then things kind of got pushed out with the house, and we tried to list the house, and we thought it was going to sell faster, and then we had the buyer fall out. But as you probably know, if you don't, the RV that we purchased was a used RV. It was manufactured in 2005. It needed a lot of work. The interior didn't have a lot of necessary work, but it was very outdated. It wasn't very comfortable. We had to adjust some things. Well, actually, we're going to make a video and kind of do a video on just the RV, on the build and stuff like that.
We wanted to make it home. That was the biggest thing.
Yeah, we wanted to make it home for us. Yeah. So because we knew we would be in it for a long time. So just getting back to the Gomez's, they have really welcomed us. They've never made us feel like, you're in the way, we're tired of you here. They keep encouraging us to stay longer if we need to.
Yeah, they really, even at their house, like they would open up their house so we could go in there and use it. And so they've been such a huge blessing. There's no possible way we could have done it without them.
Yeah. So we really do want to say thank you. And Julian, thank you. Julian Gomez, I love you, man. Julian has an RV, he has a travel trailer, and he really helped us along, especially in those first couple months where we were, we're newbies. We're like, what's a gray water tank? All these different little things. And, he gave us the walkthrough, and you need to do this and this, and, stuff that would have taken us a long time to figure out.
And just even things like being mindful of the weight of the RV, that's something I never thought of.
Right. Yeah, we could have done it without them, but it would have taken 10 times as long. And we probably would have died somewhere else. Yeah.
Died.
But they've been very instrumental. And then, as a lot of you know, my brother-in-law Julian's a mechanic, and he went through the truck, with a fine-tooth comb, and made sure it was safe, mechanically sound. You know, we went on and he did that. You know, just to be honest with you, he didn't charge us anything for that. You know, it was something that he just did out of the kindness of his heart. You know, he saw that we needed his help and he stepped up. And there was a couple weeks there where we were going to the shop, and you know, he would just, we need to order these parts and we need to replace these. I mean, we went through that truck. We replaced a lot of the suspension parts were wore out on those big heavy trucks. Those go out, and those were all original. If you know anything about bushings and front end parts, tie rod bushings, all these different parts. You know, and he's an expert. You know, these are things that I could have watched a YouTube video and I probably would have dropped the truck on my head. But the truth of the matter is, you know, they came through and they really did help us, the Gomez family.
Yeah, and even Alicia would help us with the kids, because a lot of times we were painting and we're like, "Go, children, be free, be wild," and she would watch over them, and it was a peace of mind because I knew they were with her. She was watching over them, and yeah, they were a huge blessing. So thank you, Gomez's.
Yeah, so even though we didn't fully plan on going that in detail, we do appreciate all that you guys have done for us, especially now that we're leaving. We're not going to have you guys anymore. That's it. So last week, to get back to what we were doing last week, we had to basically, we're now living in the RV full time. So Thursday or Wednesday night was the first night that we actually all spent in the RV, and you know, we're living there now. There was a couple days where we would come and stay for a night and then do some work in the morning or whatever it may be. But at this point, Wednesday, we're now living full-time in the RV. So if you've seen these pictures of stuff strewn everywhere, if you can imagine trying to live in the middle of that, it was pretty difficult for about 3 or 4 days. Luckily, my wife stepped up and she had a huge sorting task. I mean, she had to go through every box and everything and decide, okay, do we need this? Okay, do we need this? Where does this go? Do we throw this away? So she stepped up and she did a great job. Luckily for me, I was actually outside of the RV for the majority of that. Just trying to get the RV sealed up. We had lights, what they call running lights, that had to be replaced. Then we also had found that every single window that was on the RV, and I think there's like 12 windows, every single window, all of the caulking around the window had cracked. So now there's gaps in there where rain has probably been coming in those windows. You know, it hasn't been enough to cause water damage, but it's something that you don't want to leave that way. So I took about a good 3 to 4 days just going through the outside of the RV and really sealing it up. A lot of the outside fixtures, like this light fixture here, you can see how it's all weathered. And then, you know, I spray painted it where it looks white now, but it's not to make it look pretty, you know, it's really to protect it. It does look a whole lot better, but it really is to protect it. So I went through these different items. So yeah, these are all things that were outside, that being on a trip and going into a place, going into states where it rains 42 inches a year, you really want your RV, your house, to be weather tight. You know, you don't want to be worried about, I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah,
So,
and just as a plug-in though, I mean, he was doing all this and it's like 100 and something outside. So it's not like he had it easy out there. He's just chillaxing.
Yeah.
Like, he's being such a trooper, and I'm like, I'm seeing the mess and I'm overwhelmed, but I'm like, I'm inside where there's AC and this poor guy is outside. So thank you, Conrad. You did a wonderful job just working out there. and getting it ready. And he did work on it for several days, and then the whole solar panel too. So
Yeah. So that's what we've been doing the last couple of days, is basically getting the RV ready to move. We're getting it ready to roll. So last night, Wednesday night, we actually went to get the RV weight. So, you know, we've been adding all of this weight, and your truck and trailer combo can only weigh so much. You can't go rolling down the road at any weight that you want. So my brother-in-law, again, Julian, told us, hey, you know, these are these requirements for this truck. This is your rear end axle weight. This is your front axle weight. So he took us to the scales, and he got it weighed, you know, and he told us, you know, this is your legal limit here. So we actually having to go through today and kind of do one more roundup. We're slightly overweight. He said we could probably go the way we are, but you know, any weight that we could take off at this point increases our fuel efficiency. It's safer, you know, it's safer on the brake system. It's better for the transmission. It's better overall. So, you know we have items that we probably don't need.
we have room for it, so I shoved it in there.
Yeah, so if you don't know, a lot of times you're like, yeah, just put that over there. So that's actually what we're working on today. So we hitched up the trailer, we took it out and weighed it yesterday. So today's Thursday, the 5th, and tomorrow the plan is to hit the road. We're doing it.
Tomorrow's go day. We kept telling
It's go time.
they're texting my family like, what day is it? Like Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're not crime wolf people. We really are leaving. So as of right now, tomorrow, and we've gotten our ducks in a row. So it really does look like tomorrow we wanted to start one fresh day, bright and early. So
Yeah, so we're doing our last organization, just kind of making sure everything's ready with the truck, you know, checking tire pressures. I'll do a video of the actual kind of routine that we go through. It really is kind of a spectacle to take your entire house, hook it up to a truck, and haul it down the road. You know, even just taking it to weigh-in yesterday, you know, we kind of ran into a little snag with the slide out. You know, we ran into a couple little things here and there, and you know, it's been a learning process. Unbelievable what really happens when you start dragging stuff down the road like we're going to do. So as we continue this adventure, we'll continue to update you. Next time we record, I should say, it won't be in Tucson.
yeah.
We will be probably on the way to Niagara Falls, New York.
So just keep us in prayer.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that are watching, thank you for supporting us. Subscribe, and we'll keep you guys updated with our vlogs. Hopefully we can do it weekly. That's the goal. Hopefully it works out that way. We'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for asking. For those of you that message us, like I said, just keep us in prayer though.
Yeah, thank you. We've noticed that on Facebook and other social media outlets, you guys are sharing these vlogs. So we appreciate that. We've seen some conversations about, you know, what is this and what is that? Where are they at over here? And you guys are actually answering questions of other people because you're watching the vlogs and you're sharing the vlog. So we appreciate that. That really is one of the main points. You know, we're kind of doing this to document this for ourselves, but we're also doing this to, you know, give you guys updates and kind of document this for you guys and bring you guys along with us. So thank you for sharing it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, because then I don't have to get on my phone and say, you know, I wonder if these guys got this. I'm going to send them a message. If you're a subscriber, you'll get an automatic message, you know, on whatever device you're on, and it'll tell you, you know, Paul Conrad has a new vlog out. So then you can see that, and that makes it easier. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. You know, if we get a conversation going in these chat boxes, we'll make sure that we respond to them. And that's it.
Bye, guys.
You know, you can see here, you can see the light fixtures here. And you can see around the windows, the door trim.
I was gonna start modeling. Go.